Okay, so we're over at the sewing machine. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Hopefully you're going to be able to see my hands. Okay, so we are going to be sewing some curves. So you start with your arc, and you need to lay it like this. And you take your orange peel piece. And remember I said about the, oops, sorry, I hit you guys. I said something about the little arrow right here. You're going to take that and you're going to line it up with that middle piece right there. So we're going to do that. Line that up just like that. And then I'm going to take a straight pin and I am going to pin it right like this. Okay? Now, like I said before, some people don't like pinning. They say it takes too much time. I'm here to tell you that pinning is so important. I have found that pinning is so important because it does, the fabrics do not shift on me, especially when I am sewing curves. Now, if you're sewing squares or triangles or something of that nature, then sure, maybe pinning is not needed that much. However, for me, when I am sewing curves, because after all, you know, these are not on the same plane. You're bending something curved with another different curve. Case in point, let me show you what I mean. Here's another arc. Here's another orange peel. Turn this around. You need to make sure that right sides are facing each other. So you see that we've got to sew this curve here with this curve. So one has been bent this way and one is going this way. That's why it is so important that when you are doing something like this, that you pin your fabric pieces. If you want precise and good looking quilts, you need to pin your curves. So while we got this laying out here, we're just going to go ahead and put a pin right there in the middle. And I'm going to line that up, that end of that piece, that orange peel piece right there with that. And put one right there in that middle. And we're going to do the same thing on this end. It's just smarter, and it's going, in the end, it's going to make your quilt look like a masterpiece. Everybody is going to go, wow, how did you do that? And you'll be like, that's my ancient Chinese secret. Okay, so this is how we're going to sew these curves. Just one thing here though, I want to introduce you to my little pin cushion. Let me put it back here, maybe with no, can't see it there. I will leave a link in the description. It's magnetized, it's put out by Clover. I will show you a more detailed look at it, but it keeps your pins from falling off. So I've had this for several years. I love it. It really makes it easy to keep my pins in one spot. Also, you're going to need your little purple thing. It makes it easy to take them pins out as you're sewing, because if you hit a pin the wrong way with your sewing needle, your needle, machine needle, it can damage your needle and damage your machine. So you need to be very careful. So, and also I am working the presser foot with my knee lever underneath the table here. Okay, so we're going to start sewing. My stitch length is 2.5 inches. So let us go. Always back tack. Okay, so with this purple thing, with the hook, with that hook right there, let's see if I can get it in the camera. Yeah, that hook right there. Yeah, you can take it and you can pull out the pins, and I just pulled out more than what I wanted to. So we'll put my finger on that. Make sure you're using a 1/4 inch sequence. Go slow, or you can just use your finger. Sometimes your finger works just as good. And make sure that, and back stitch. Now let's look and see how we did. Wow, amazing. Look at that. Amazing. Boom. Okay, so another little piece of advice here. If you're new to sewing, some of you probably aren't new, some of you probably are, you're going to want to clip your curves. And you're just going to leave little 1/8 inch clips right there on that seam that you just sewed. This is going to help that seam to lay flatter, look more professional. Okay? And see how lovely that looks. And just by pinning, bam. So let's do another one, and then I will speed it up and you can see how I do. Okay, this one is, and I've only got out 16 pieces. I've got to make 142. I know, it's a lot. So for me, if I break it down into pieces, 4 per ring of this arc and 4 orange peels, it makes it a lot easier to do in pieces, you know, a little bit at a time, and before you know it, you'll have it all done. Okay, so let's line it up. Make sure that you're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, I back tacked. Make sure you back stitch or back tack, however you want to call it. Make sure that that's lined up until you get comfortable sewing curves. Go slow. There's no harm in going slow. Okay, this is not, we're not out to be how fast we can do it. This is more of a situation of how accurate we can do it. Okay? Okay. You're going to back tack. Cut the thread. And there you go. Now I'm going to clip this seam again. It just seems like it wants to lay better if you clip. Don't cut into your stitches though. Be very careful that you don't cut into your stitches. Take your time. Like I said, it's better to be accurate than fast. And always check your work. Make sure you cut that back seam, because sometimes it can be deceiving. Okay? And if you have to, if it's not sewn right, get your seam ripper, have a date with the ripper, and I've heard people nickname their seam rippers Jack. Jack the Ripper, get it? Hot. Okay. All right. That was a dad joke, but I'm not, anyhow. All right. So I'm going to do a few of these and speed the video up. And if you have any questions, you can leave a question down in the comments. And when I get these done, we will add the other arc, and I will show you how that is done. So, we've done these, and I'm going to go on and I'm going to put the rest of these together. When I get these done, might be a couple days, it might be sooner than that, who knows. Depends on how much I can work on it. We will add these to it, and when I get ready to add these to it, I will show you how to do that. And then we will move on to the next step. But for right now, this is where we're at, putting the orange peel with the smaller arc, and then you take and you put that together like that, and we have our ring pieces. This is what's called the ring pieces. So, all right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial on how to sew curves. And thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Don't forget when you subscribe to hit that little bell, and that way you will get notified anytime that I upload something new, like a supervisor video or a tutorial. I'm looking to do some crocheting tutorials in the near future, so look for that. And thank you again for all your support. God bless, and thanks for watching.